start your engines, foot on the gas, as we are cruising to the Motor City for the biggest event of the summer. And we got a three-way crossover on this SummerSlam prediction show on the World Elite Podcast. Let's go. Yeah.
So what does it mean to be a raging Cajun? Southwest Louisiana, wreck your face, man. Still don't get it in, I'ma let you know. All you gotta do is come and join the show.
Well, hello again, everybody. We are the highest tier pod, your weekly unfiltered wrestling and entertainment. Welcome to the World Elite Podcast. We're free and available wherever you get your podcasts. We're on YouTube as well. I'm Marcus. He's Dylan. How are we doing on this fine evening?
I'm doing pretty good. With this heat, I'm actually lucky that I'm here. And I didn't die at work today, so it feels good to be here. And
that's always good when you survive work.
It's rough right now.
It should be illegal to be this fucking hot. I can tell you that.
It's unbelievable, dude.
Well, we're not alone here. We got an exciting show for you guys. First up, rocking I know it's Tom Brady's birthday, but I mean, I guess you're rocking the Patriots hat for a reason.
Yes,
but
sir.
From Orlando, Florida, representing, talking about it all. Welcome back. Freddy, how you doing?
Man, I'm chilling, man. The weather in Florida is ridiculous.
What
Talk
is
about
it right
hot.
now?
Fuck, man. It's hot as hell out here.
Yeah, it's a nightmare on the podcast street because 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you.
That's literally what I was thinking of as I was like.
And finally, from Chicago, Illinois, the man I wish I had all his energy. This boy does so many shows in one day than a play in New York City on Broadway. So, ladies and gentlemen, from Tino's time, it's Tino. How you doing?
Hey, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Hey, I always say in Chicago, I never complain about the heat because we have 4 seasons in one day. So it could snow, rain, sun, hot. So I always enjoy the heat. Never complain about it because once the winter comes, it's not exciting. It's not a good time. And it's sad that now at this point, because how bad the baseball team's doing here in Chicago, at least the one I root for, I'm ready for winter. I can't wait for football season itself.
I thought that's all you have is winter in Chicago.
Bro, I mean, it's sometimes, bro. I mean, there is times. I mean, I just, who knows anymore. But thank you for having me on, guys. I appreciate it. Ready to talk some SummerSlam.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be fun. But real quick, unfortunately, our third co-host, Jordan, is not with us today. So I'm going to hand it off to Dylan to explain his actions.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, as we started the year off, Jordan had to miss a good portion of the show because he was out with some gallbladder issues. He got the gallbladder out, still gave him some complications afterwards. Now he's dealing with trouble with his spleen. So.
Jesus.
So Jordan's going to be out for, I'm not sure how long he'll be out for, but he said he will be tuning into tonight's show. He'll be trying to stay awake. He's on some antibiotics to try to kill the infection that's in there. So we can't wait for Jordan to come back once again. But yeah, unfortunately right now he is dealing with some issues once again with the medical side of things. So it sucks.
Hey, prayers up to Jordan, man. Hope for a speedy recovery, man. That sounds crazy.
Just get better. That's all that matters. I was just about to ask, is that Jordan?
Yep.
What's up,
He's
Jordan?
Tune in right now.
There you go.
Get well, Jordan. We're just going to go without
Justin?
you. What's up, fam? Justin from the End Time Wrestling Podcast tuning in.
What's up, Justin?
So let me talk to you. Yeah. So
What are we talking about? What
do you want to talk about? I have something we can talk about. So last night, AEW celebrated its 200th episode of Dynamite.
I
And
can't even believe there's been 200. That's crazy.
So I came in with an idea. I'm like, you know what? We haven't did any topics in quite a while, especially on audio. So I thought of just a small minor topic here. So I say, give me your top 3 all-time favorite AEW moments on Dynamite. We'll go around the screen. We'll start on 3. We'll start with Dylan, then Fred.
Hey. All right. Dylan, Freddy, and then Tino.
Third. Yeah.
I think I was last, right? I don't know.
No, you're Dylan, Freddy, Tino, and then I go.
Okay,
last.
cool, perfect.
Okay, all right. Number 3, I put when Malachi Black debuted. It was out of nowhere. Everyone thought when he got released, it was a 90-day no compete. It turns out he was still on the NXT no compete, which is only 30 days. So it came out of nowhere. Tony Khan's known for his lights out thing. Whenever sometimes it's good things, sometimes it's bad, and it turned out this time this one was fantastic. It completely came out of nowhere. That nice. I guess if you call it Black Mass, whatever he calls it now, to Arn Anderson was.
That's a good one. What you got, Freddie?
So you want to give me the top 3?
Yeah, we'll start from 3 to 1.
So my third will probably be, I would say Moxley squashing CM Punk. I thought that was one of the ones where I tuned in and watched it. I was not expecting that. I don't think anybody was expecting him to get squashed like that. I didn't know he had an injury, but the fact that it was like a 3-minute, one move and he was done. So that'll be my 3. That'll be my third.
Okay. What you got, Tino?
So I was kind of put on the spot with this. Dylan told me like 20 minutes before we went live, so I was
Me too.
Oh,
I was like, dang, I wasn't expecting it. I was like, if I was prepared, I would have all my answers written down. So I'm just gonna say number 3, and this is just, they literally happened last night because I wasn't even watching Dynamite, and the fact when I go onto my phone and I see that Rob Van Dam returned and is on AEW last night, I was like, is this real? Am I like, did somebody like crop this? And I saw it and I was just like, oh my God, RVD really just showed up in AEW. I felt like it was 2006 again. So I'll go with RVD returning because, yeah. So
I had a feeling that's what Jerry Lynn was going to call out.
I just not at all. I just was like, oh my God, I was just crazy.
Okay, I didn't watch ECW growing up. How you doing, Eric Douglas?
Hey, what's up, Eric? Eric is from my channel. I sent the link out to everybody.
Hell
He
yeah.
come and hang out. So
For a company, yeah, it is crazy. They've only been around 4 years. And same thing with Rampage. Didn't Rampage do 100 episodes like not long ago or some shit?
yeah,
I think it was like probably like 2 months ago. I think they did 100, right? Something like that.
Yeah, and they've only been around 2 years.
Right.
Jeez. But yeah, I had a feeling he was going to call him out because Jerry Lynn and RVD was like a fucking huge rivalry in ECW. I didn't watch ECW back then, but was that RVD's theme song, Pantera?
Yes. Yes, that was his ECW thing.
Look,
Yeah.
that was. I fucking love that song. I was waiting for the crowd to sing it, and they did. I might get criticized for putting it at number 3, but you'll know why with my next 2. But number 3, I put MJF's pipe bomb.
Oh, the one you fucking Mark one, that one?
I want you to fire me, you fucking Mark.
You fucking Mark.
Maybe if I be an ex-WWE guy too, like when he kept bringing it up. Yeah, I put MJF's pipe bomb at number 3. All right, number 2. What you got as a second favorite moment on Dynamite?
Hey, number 2, man. Great minds think alike, dude. I put MJF's pipe bomb as well.
Okay. I know a lot of people put it at number 1. It was at least top 5 overall for anybody or for any link or article that did one of those 2.
Number 2 for me, I would put Sting's debut. I thought that was pretty cool. Snow coming down. Tony Schiavone with the "It's Sting." I thought that was dope. I thought that was a nice callback to when I used to watch WCW religiously, and that was the same way he used to present them all the time. So I thought that was dope. He went around the ring with the bat, didn't touch anybody, didn't get physical, kind of just did his thing. Looked at Cody, and I was like, all right, I'm interested now.
Well, I'm gonna agree with Dylan. I'm gonna say the pipe bomb is number 2 for me. I thought it was great. Like it's one of those dynamites that I just remember. I was like it was just great. I just loved every second of it. So
yeah. So my number 2 was one I attended. So I'm going to go back to 2021. It was the night that I was in the crowd in my city, the night we sung Chris Jericho out to the ring, because when he was feuding with MJF, you remember the 5 labors of Jericho?
Mm-hmm.
So good.
Like the first labor, he had to wrestle Shawn Spears, and Sean could use a chair, not him. The second labor was a death match with Nick Gage. The third labor was a match with Juventud Guerrera where Jericho could not do moves off the top rope. Stage 4 was a match with Wardlow. And then the final stage, he got to fight MJF, and they fought in Houston. And he couldn't use the Judas effect, and he couldn't come out to the song Judas. So we sung him out to the ring, start to finish. And I have a video of that on my phone. I wish I had enough to share on here, but that was an awesome moment to be a part of. And that was a fun, for my first Dynamite ever, that was a cool experience, too, to sing Judas from start to finish with no music, no beat, nothing. That was so cool. All right. Some of us might be on the same page, some might not, but give me your all-time favorite Dynamite moment, whether if it's a match, an event, a debut, a return, a title change, whatever. What was your number one favorite Dynamite moment of all time?
I put whenever Sting debuted, and I put that because I was at his Hall of Fame when he got inducted before WrestleMania, and he basically confirmed his retirement right there. So it was kind of a curveball him coming out. It was, during the pandemic there wasn't really that big of a crowd, so if you had like a full like Dynamite audience, I think it would have been better. But just seeing him debut in general, I thought was pretty cool.
There you go.
Funny story about the first ever house show WCW did in New York, in Madison Square Garden at the lower level arena. I saw Sting. I went to the first house show there. This was about 2 months before Bash at the Beach, when Hogan turned heel. When Hogan had disappeared, he was nowhere to be found. So they had a house show, and Sting and Luger were teasing turning heel, joining the NWO during the house show. It ended up being Hogan.
Damn.
That was cool. My number one was probably the Brody Lee tribute. I thought that was really well done. It was emotional. It died. Nobody even knew what the hell happened, like, so instantly. But I thought that was probably the best. The best one to me was the Brody Lee tribute.
What's up, Nick, from the Universal Wrestling Podcast?
What's up, Nick? I'm gonna agree with Freddy. That was mine as I was going through it. I was trying to figure out what day it was, because I thought it was like in the summer, but it was actually in December that it actually happened, December 30th. So it was one of those that show. I don't know why, if like as sad as it was, and as Freddy said, we really didn't know what happened and everything. It was just like from start to finish, it was so well done, and them having -1 have his moment and everything like that. It was one of those shows, and honestly, it was the first show that like I wanted to like tune in next week, and like it was like the one that really got me into AEW, and I started like following, because for a minute there, it took me a minute to get into it, and it was just like, I don't know, at first I was just like, and I went back and watched most of them now, but it was like that show that, like, I don't know, just all of it was so well done, put together, as tragic and as awful everything that happened was.
Yeah, he passed away the day after Christmas in 2020,
Yep.
because Dylan was the one who told me about it, and we immediately did a tribute episode for him when we found out. We canceled we were doing like a holiday special. We were supposed to do a 2-parted. We were supposed to get ready for part 2, and what was his name? He does those fantasy leagues every year. What's our buddy's name? He did it with us. Fuck, what's his name? Shit. He's that
His
big
name is
Colts
Michael,
fan.
huh?
Michael.
Yeah.
Michael Loving. I think it was his name.
Yeah, that's his name. I got him on Facebook still.
I know. He still sends me like fantasy football requests like every month.
Hmm.
And to join his channel or join his like wrestling group page on Facebook, which I already joined one, but he has like more than one. But no, yeah, that's my number one also, the Brody Lee tribute show. Because like that was the first time ever the company ever did someone from the company passed away that actually worked for them, and first ever tribute show they ever done, and they hit it out the park, and they actually put Dark Order on the map.
He was only in AEW, a couple of months before he passed away? Not even, right?
He made his debut around the
During
pandemic.
COVID, right? During COVID.
The night he made his debut, they were supposed to be in Rochester, and they had to do it in front of no fans in Jacksonville.
He made his debut the same night as Matt Hardy did, when Matt Hardy
And Matt,
showed up.
they
Right,
thought Matt.
that's right.
That was like my number 4. Because I love Matt Hardy. Hardy Boys will always be my favorite. So like when Matt Hardy returned, I was just like, I'm just happy to see Matt Hardy back on TV. So I was
And
like
they
4.
And they thought Matt was the exalted one, but then he was going to come out. Then Brody was going to come out to reveal as the exalted one.
Now that you think about it, that AEW does a lot of that where they like to bring back two superstars. Like when they brought out Adam Cole and Bryan Danielson. And,
that was probably my favorite. That double debut. Well, you could say triple if you count Ruby's debut the same night, but that was my favorite pay-per-view ending ever was with Adam Cole, then Bryan Danielson.
Gave you all that adrenaline you lost like at the end after a long show.
Would we all agree the greatest AEW moment in general was Punk's return? Probably. That'd be number one, right?
I feel like.
I mean, over 10 years gone and come back. That was pretty dope.
Yeah.
I'll say that was one of the loudest pops ever.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
But the second coming, they didn't give a shit.
He said, "Hey, it's man, it should be
like this." Now they're playing 2011 all over again. Now we got two AEW champions again, or he's the self-proclaimed real champion, and him and Ricky Starks are fighting. And some tells me Ricky's gonna lose.
Should be fun and interesting to see.
Well, I got to ask Dylan this because I thought about him all night when I saw this. I want to hear your reaction on what happened on Dynamite, the segment with MJF and Adam Cole, and we're getting them at All In for the title at Wembley Stadium, plus Roderick Strong's reaction in the back.
So I've been seeing stuff on social media regarding that, and I think Adam Cole is going to do something to turn on MJF because if you see the picture, because they compared it side by side, when he hugged Roderick Strong on NXT, he was symbolizing like he was stabbing him in the back. Mm-hmm. He did the same thing to MJF last night, so he's going to turn on MJF at some point, probably before All In. He's going to turn on him. Like everyone thinks it's going to be MJF turning, but it's going to be Adam Cole that does it.
I'm going to make a prediction here. Whoever wins that match is going to face Punk at All Out to crown the real AEW World Champion. Calling it now.
Probably.
It's probably a mistake turning MJF face. He's so naturally good as a heel that him as a face just doesn't. Not that it doesn't work. He comes off disingenuous as a heel, as a face, kind of like he's being like a douchebaggy face, like kind of like, fake. It doesn't work for him. Well, I think it's a total mistake. It's a total mistake.
That's happened a lot in WWE where it's like we've seen guys like that just cannot play faces.
Yeah.
But as soon as they turn heel, they go over and they get big, and it's just like some guys are just not good, and it's like you love to hate them, and it's just like we kind of don't want to like MJF. We hate that guy.
His whole persona and the way like he comes out, his presentation is all heel. Nothing about it screams babyface. The scarf, none of it's babyface at all. Zero.
Imagine him just giving a kid a scarf. Like I feel like that would be like weird.
Yeah. Well, he did. They compared the two videos. Remember at Revolution, he spilt that water on that little black boy looking at a tablet, and then the bottom they show him like I think he with a little girl in the front row. I think he took a selfie with her or something, or he gave her like his scarf or something. Like two different sides of him, but. I'd rather MJF be the one to turn on him because I rather him as a heel. If he's a babyface, I'll still love him. But I don't want Adam Cole to be a heel. I want him to be the babyface. I want it to be opposite.
Shall be interesting to see.
Yeah, we get what we could get.
Exactly.
Courtesy of Tony Khan.
Exactly.
So
that's all for.
I have nothing else to add AEW unless you guys have anything else before we move on.
Yeah, just the fact that they only have one match booked for 2 pay-per-views this month.
I'm scared.
A fucking week apart. Yeah,
that makes no sense.
They're going to announce all the matches like the week of. That's what's going to happen.
That's $120 out of my account in a week span.
Awful. They better be the 2 best pay-per-views ever.
Are they not doing a deal bundle? I heard they were going to do like maybe a bundle. If you buy one, you'll get the other one for maybe like half price. I heard something about that. I don't know if it's true, but that's what I heard. They're not going to charge full price for both.
Get their butts on Max so we could just all have HBO Max and call it a day. I have HBO Max anyway, so let's just pay $17 now? Everything's going up. I can't keep track. I got charged for Peacock. It was $11.99. I'm like, what the heck?
I heard they are going to go on HBO Max, but not the pay-per-views. Just their library, because HBO, they don't have the capability to do live streaming yet. They're working on it, but they don't do live stream anything. It's only
true.
they only just have a library. So I think it's still going to be on pay-per-view because I think Warner wants them to go to one pay-per-view a month, which is a terrible idea for them to do one pay-per-view a month.
No, they need. That's the one thing I like about AEW is that they do like the pay-per-views like sporadically. Like I don't need like three wrestling pay-per-views. That's like a pay-per-view a week. Like that's just
basically It's basically gonna be a pay-per-view a week. Yeah.
It's like I can't do that. I need like a week of just like watching the weekly shows. Give me like a Saturday. Crap.
That's why All In. I don't know if they still got that deal. All In should have been like on BR Live, and All Out could have been on pay-per-view.
Yeah.
That's what they should have did because they're starting it super early. Like when Money
It's
in
at
the
3.
Bank.
I think it's at 3 o'clock, kind of like where
No. See, Money in the Bank, it was 3 o'clock Eastern, 2 o'clock me and Dylan's time, and Tino's time. This is noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central.
Huh?
Oh wow, shit.
Huh?
That's even better.
Damn.
Huh?
So that means it's at 5 o'clock in London
Shit.
or 4 o'clock. Yeah, we're 6 hours behind London because I got a show coming up I'm doing with
I'm
damn,
excited.
can't believe I gotta pull my Twitter messages.
So I'm
up
assuming
I
if
don't
it starts
get
at
their
5
names wrong.
p.m., if it starts at 5 p.m. their time, right? I'm just doing the math here. That pay-per-view is gonna go probably 6 hours.
Oh, I would not be surprised.
Please.
No, I know there's 6 hours. There's 6 hours ahead of me, Dylan, and Tino because I've got a show booked with Loaded Wrestling Podcast out of the UK, and I got to get up at 6 a.m. We're recording it at noon for them, 6 a.m. for me, and we're doing a WCW pay-per-view.
Okay, so over under All In goes 5.5 hours.
Oof.
Probably like right there. I would hope if it's longer than 6 hours, I'm gonna have to tell people to go. For some of this, the live streams, I'm gonna fall asleep. I'm going to bed. Good night. Wake
Going
me up
early.
because you got to think if they're doing it at 5 p.m.
Yeah.
WWE did theirs at 8. If they're doing theirs at 5 p.m., you think they're probably gonna go 8:30, 9 o'clock? Fuck, that's a long fucking time.
I would hope that maybe at worst they should make it like end at like 9. Like you would think that would make sense. Like because then you give people the rest of the night to do whatever they need to do.
That's still 4 hours. Fuck.
I mean, 4 hours is better than 6 or 7. I mean,
Yeah,
at
way
least
too long.
it is. But I mean,
So, your boy is starting at first base. Anyhow, quick question: did you guys catch up with Dark Side of the Ring this week?
Yes, sir. You want to talk about all the lies that were told?
Yeah, I don't know if I want to believe I don't know if I want to believe the original bro, or do I want to believe Eric Bischoff, the one of the demons of Satan himself that I do respect. Man, I mean, I already knew the backstory. I'm just sitting deciding who do I want to believe, Vince Russo or Eric Bischoff. I wish Hogan would have been there to hear his side of the story.
I was hoping Hogan was going to be on. Fuck
me, fucking too.
Which one was it? Because I actually was gonna go and watch like the newest.
Good morning, Thom. Shout out
it was
Cortez.
It was Bash at the Beach.
Oh, okay. See, I did not see that one. Okay.
The one where Jarrett laid down for Hogan,
Mm-hmm.
and then Russo blew that up. But what according to what Russo said, that explains why Hulk Hogan is probably as racist as shit because he didn't want Booker T to win the title. That was Russo's plan, saying he wanted Jarrett to win over Hogan and then lose the title to Booker. That was the original plan. But then Hogan and Bischoff didn't want to do that, supposedly, according to Russo. But Bischoff's like, we never agreed or talked about any of that in the trailer. So you're hearing two different sides of the story. But I thought Hogan wanted to file a lawsuit about his contract negotiations.
Well, I thought what Bischoff said was not that he didn't want to not that he didn't want to put over Booker, but that they were going to have a match with Booker and Hogan at Havoc.
I didn't like that. Was dumb. Like they went to do a tournament from fucking Bash at the Beach all the way to Havoc, and then when the Havoc comes, Hogan's like pulling a Roman Reigns, like I'm back, bitches. You want the belt? You gotta beat me.
Roman Reigns. Oh man. Hey.
I mean, well, Bash at the Beach was only 2 months after that, so it wouldn't have been that long. I mean, not saying it's right or wrong, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, trying to listen to Bischoff and Russo lie. I mean, I tend to believe Bischoff a little bit more than Russo. But they all came up. I mean, Dave Meltzer is a fucking, he comes off right the worst. For some reason, he has something against WWE, always has. He hates Hulk Hogan. I don't know if you saw World War III, the very first one, where Hogan does a promo on him and rips up the Wrestling Observer magazine and shit, like on the TV.
I didn't see that. No.
It's so weird. Like, I don't know. It's the only person that looked good in this was Jarrett. And that's saying a lot.
Jarrett and Bischoff were actually calm. Russo looked like he was under pressure. Like he had a gun at his head trying to tell the truth. Bro this, bro that, just throwing his hands up like.
Did this episode come out last night?
Tuesday.
2 nights ago.
Oh, okay, Tuesday. Okay.
Mhm.
Because I watched the wrong one then. Because I was trying to look for the most recent episode because I was gonna watch it and I did not watch that one. I watched like Chris and Terry or whatever that was.
That was the first episode.
That was the first one, yeah.
Oh, okay. So that's okay. That's what I did. But I didn't go down. I thought that was the most recent. It was the first episode of the season. Oops.
Yeah. This season's been pretty good though. It's been the only
It's
one that I
did
did
that like you learn so much that you
Right.
like really never knew, and everything like this makes all the stories connect, and it's just like
the only one I had an issue with was the Junkyard Dog one. I didn't think they put him in a good light. It was kind of weird. I didn't like that one. That was the only one I kind of felt that was they kind of didn't tell a proper story about him.
That was the one I was waiting for the most, and I sort of enjoyed it. I didn't really care for the Abdullah the Butcher episode, even though we never talked about it. Just the only thing was, I was like, oh, he gave that wrestler hepatitis using a fucking old ass piece of blade to cut him open. He didn't use
But
a brand new
he also
blade.
lied about not being able to read and fucking write, which that's bullshit.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
That's
and
bullshit.
he didn't. Whoever that wrestler was, he gave hepatitis to. He still never paid him. He was supposed to pay him like $5 million.
Yeah, but Hannibal's a dirtbag too, though. He's not unscathed. He's a dirtbag too. That guy. You see what he did to the referee in that show when he gashed them all open with
that
with,
was bullshit. Yeah,
that guy's a shitty guy too.
Can you imagine if that would have popped up on Twitter back in the day?
Oh God!
Imagine if we had Twitter or fucking X, whatever you want to call it.
I would just love to have since Twitter in like the 80s and the 90s. Oh, so great! It would have
Or
been
X,
so great.
whatever the fuck you want to call it now.
The
Goddamn
X. Oh yeah, that's
unappreciated
right.
letter
It's
of the
X
alphabet.
now, guys. That's right. The X. That's right. I forgot.
Somebody said, who let Professor Xavier run fucking social media these days? Well, that's a big fuck you to Elon Musk. But now last week's Bam Bam Bigelow, I really enjoyed it.
The best
I
one.
enjoyed it. That was a good one. His daughter's hot as shit. I didn't realize how hot she was.
Yeah, that was probably the best one. He seemed like just a good dude. He was just a good dude. No, that Dark Side of the Ring really wasn't Dark Side of the Ring.
Well, he just had a problem with
just had a
pain pills.
problem. Yeah, he just had a problem with drugs. That's it. Pain meds. That's all really it was.
I don't know. I think the best one's yet to come. The one Dylan's waiting for us next week, Marty Jannetty.
I can't fucking wait for that one.
I'm gonna
That's
let
gonna be the
Dylan.
darkest.
I'm gonna let Dylan lead that one off. Whenever we talk to that one, I'm letting Dylan do all the talking.
What's up?
Yo,
I can't.
Kim King in the house.
Yo, watching the trailer for that one, it makes it seem like Jannetty's like a murderer. The way they're interviewing him, I'm
Jannetty's
like,
a
what the
murderer.
fuck?
I love it.
Yeah, I'm gonna let Dylan do all the talking for the Marty Jannetty one. I'm just ready to see. I didn't realize he was in a wheelchair too.
It's so sad to see.
I want to see how HBK ruined his life. I heard that
Yeah.
comment in the
I
trailer.
want to know that. Jada
I wanna
Young,
know
yeah,
that.
I'm flipping back and forth. I'm watching the Astros and the Yankees, and I'm watching the Hall of Fame game.
What's the score of the Astros game right
It's 3-2 Yankees in the top of the fifth.
now? Oh, true. Astros will win somehow.
Schmidt's pitch.
Jadis,
Schmidt-
I just sent you the link, bro. You didn't have to come. I just thought you'd want to come and hang out.
Clark Schmidt's pitching for the Yankees.
You gotta love it. These guys' names that they come up with sometimes. Oh, I don't know. So,
Well, I'm ready. I'm ready to.
You ready?
predict
I'm
SummerSlam.
ready.
You guys ready?
Let's fucking do it.
The biggest party of the summer.
Yeah.
What they call it, the WrestleMania of the summer? Is that what
Yeah.
it is?
It's been called the biggest party of the summer, the biggest event of the summer, the most obnoxious one, the biggest blockbuster of the summer, and they weren't even in LA that year. They were in fucking Indianapolis.
The biggest blockbuster of the summer. I mean, they'll come up with anything to get people in. They don't care.
I don't know. I've always liked the biggest party of the summer. I don't think they've ever had any other nickname. I always like to keep tradition. now I'm getting off the subject, but like WrestleMania, it was always called like the biggest show, like the granddaddy of them all or something, the pinnacle. Maybe my favorite was the year they were in Orlando with the fucking theme park theme, the Ultimate Thrill Ride. I thought that tagline was awesome.
I was there. The set was awesome.
Yeah, still the best set ever.
Man.
Even better than this year's.
That was dope. That was when the Hardy Boys debuted it.
Yeah. All right,
Came
so
back, debuted it, returned.
we're gonna start off. We're gonna start from the bottom. We got Slim. It's sponsored by Slim Jim. Okay, SummerSlam sponsored by Rocket Mortgage and C4 Energy, but the Battle Royal is sponsored by Slim Jim. So we got the Slim Jim SummerSlam Battle Royale. 20 superstars, but we only know 6 guys. So LA Knight, Sheamus, Tommaso Ciampa, Shinsuke Nakamura, Otis, and Chad Gable have already clinched their spot in the Battle Royal. I'm sure they're going to announce more people tomorrow night or probably throughout X or Twitter or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
SmackDown Lowdown.
Yeah.
Don't forget.
Who y'all got winning? I don't know what the prize is. Like, it'd be nice if the winner gets like a future title match or something. No,
you would
winner.
think so, right? Like winner faces like the IC champion, the US champion, or something. Because I did my preview show earlier this afternoon, and I assume if Theory's not going to put the title on the line, I'm assuming he's going to be in this match, right? Just that maybe that's how they set up Theory and LA Knight. I don't know. So, I mean, that's the biggest thing. I said it, and I think LA Knight obviously is the most like obvious answer, but I think somebody like a Bronson Reed, I think somebody like a Shinsuke Nakamura, possibly a Tommaso Ciampa could win like that. So I'm gonna say LA Knight wins, but I just keep saying keep an eye out for these other people because sometimes they do swerve us, and so I'll say LA Knight takes the win though.
If it's anybody else but LA Knight, this show is going to go to shit really fast. The crowd is going to turn on every single match that happens after. They're going to chant his name the entire night. It's going to be telling if they open the show with the Battle Royal, LA Knight's not going to win. If they put in the middle of the card, he'll win. That's going to be telling as to where this match is placed to see who's going to win. We all think LA Knight's going to win. But WWE has done weird shit, and they won't do it. They keep saying this. They keep saying they got this slow burn. It's going to be after the SummerSlam. He's going to have a push. I think I'm with Tina. I think Bronson Reed will probably be my second. If it's not, but like again, we don't even know who the fuck is in the Battle Royal. There's 6 people. I don't even know who to pick.
That's what
I don't know who to fucking pick.
Like I feel like Ray will probably be in it. Cameron Grimes. I feel
you think Santos Escobar. You think like people like that, right?
Maybe Shelton Benjamin. Maybe the Street Profits and Lashley. I mean, I don't know. Like that was the thing. Like when I did mine, I was like, there's 6 people. Like, what are we doing? Like possibly maybe Gable after his performance with Gunther. I thought that was the best match of the night on Raw. So I mean, I don't know though.
If Theory's in the match, I can see Theory winning.
That's what I'm saying too. Like what? Like if
see that.
Not having a match on SummerSlam, they're gonna want to find a way to get him on the card.
I can see Theory and LA Knight being the last 2 and LA Knight getting eliminated. I can see that. I don't want to wish that to existence, but I can see it. So honestly, my answer is to be announced because I don't know. We don't have enough people in the match.
Yeah, I know.
So who you got, Dylan?
I'm also say Jordan's pick. Jordan sent me his picks as well.
Okay, cool.
So Jordan's going with LA Knight. Since there's not enough people to even pick, but LA Knight is in it, I'm going to go LA Knight as well. I think if you don't have him win, this is all for nothing.
And as Freddy said, if it's the first match start of the show, people are going to be booing the rest of the night. Or they'll be saying, yeah, let me talk to you, yeah. The one thing I will say, though, about all of this, and I continue to say it, just for everybody that's listening, I just don't understand where everybody all of a sudden fell in love with LA Knight. How is it all of a sudden this man gets all this, like, over so much, but he should have been over the whole time from when he was back in NXT doing what he was doing with Ted DiBiase, Cameron Grimes, and everything. So I just think it's funny that everybody all of a sudden like went on the bandwagon as fast as it like came, So Yeah.
I think the dog picked LA Knight too.
I think so. Yeah, I gotta go. I gotta get my dog off the bed. I'll be right back in a second.
You know what? To Tino's point, I think what he's such a throwback to like the old school wrestling character.
Ooh, good pick, Justin. That's a good pick.
I think that's what it is. You give him a mix of Rock, a little Austin, a little. He's got a little bit of like every old school cool heel baby face. He's not. His only issue is he's not that good in the ring. I think that's the one issue that I have is that he's not that good. He's a great promo, but he's just not that good in the ring. I need to see a little bit more from him in the ring. That's my only issue. That'd be my only issue I have.
Yeah. Well, I forgot to mention before we did the picks, Tino will go first, then Freddy, then Dylan will do his, and Jordan's pick, and of course I always go last. So
sounds good.
Man, you already know where this is going. I'm going to repeat myself over and over, but you know who's winning that SummerSlam Battle Royal with everybody saying,
Yeah. We're all in sync.
I'm telling you, if that match opens,
it won't. It'll probably be the third match of the card.
Why? Why do I feel like you're right?
Because
I feel like they open with like a championship match. Like they seem to be doing
probably
no. You know who they're gonna open with? I forgot.
Logan Paul,
Ricochet and Logan, because Logan Paul is flying.
That's right, his brother. He's
flying to his brother right after the fight. Yep, right after
that's right.
Bonus pick. Who's winning that fight?
Which one? What? The Logan and Ricochet or the Jake?
No,
Paul?
No, the other dipshit, Jake Paul.
Oh, Jake Paul's gonna knock him. Jake Paul's gonna knock him out. I hate Jake Paul, but
probably Jake Paul.
Yeah, Jake Paul's gonna knock. Yeah, Logan's plan is to get off the plane and walk to the ring with his brother in his gear from SummerSlam, like right off the plane.
Bro, dedication. Right?
Well, because don't the boxing pay-per-view start at 9:00?
Well, because I think it's an hour difference because the time change, so he has to fly 2 hours.
So wait, Detroit.
So he's thinking
Detroit is not in Central Time.
I think as soon as his brother's walking out, he's going to be walking into the arena. He says. I remember him. He did the interview he did the podcast with Seth, and he was talking about it. How it's gonna be close, but he has to fly there and shit like that.
I don't see that match being that fast when we get to it. But all right, so I will tell you this. This, in my opinion, is going to be the worst match on the card. No one's going to give a shit, and it's not what the title says it's going to be. But the last time we had a match that involved any type of fighting or MMA style, aka the Fight Pit, it was a complete crock of shit. But we got Ronda Rousey versus Shayna Baszler in an MMA rules match. I see the punches being fake. There's going to be nothing real about MMA. Just don't put Daniel Cormier back as the referee. I love you, buddy, but you did horrible in the Fight Pit, and you needed a bigger referee shirt.
That was so man. Man, and the one that Riddle and Timothy Thatcher had back in NXT was like really good.
That's the only good one they had. Yeah, that was the only good one.
It made me mad that one didn't live up to what it really should have been.
My favorite moment from that Fight Pit with Rollins and Riddle was when Riddle landed on his ass from the top and he hurt his tailbone. That was the funniest part ever. Watch the Battle Royal more than likely be on the kickoff because it's a pointless. Yeah, it could. They haven't announced anything for the kickoff. I mean, that could be something. I think
the only reason why it won't be is because of LA Knight. And Justin makes a good point, too. Grayson Waller could possibly win, too. He'll be in probably like the final 3 or 4 or 2.
All right. Well, who you got winning this dumpster fire?
Are you on with me first?
Yeah, we're going. I said Tino, Freddy, Dylan, and he's going to do Jordan's 2, and I go last.
Okay, that works. Okay. Now I'm on the same page. I'm going to take Shayna Baszler to win. I think if this is Ronda's last match in WWE or whatever she's doing, if she's going back to UFC or whatever that she's got planned, she wants to have a match with Shayna, her best friend still. They want to go out, do UFC MMA rules and everything like that. So I think this match is going to be really good for what it is. I put it in the microwave so I'm going to eat it after I'm done. So yeah, sorry, but yeah, no, I put it in there because I'm doing it on the live. So yeah, no, but so I'm gonna take Shayna Baszler to win. I think it will be a really good match. We still don't know what the MMA rules is gonna be. So is it gonna be is it gonna be a cage? Is it gonna be the ropes off? Is there gonna, so that's my only thing I'm very intrigued to see.
Probably. I think it means you can only win by submission, knockout, or TKO, or referee stoppage, probably.
So that's the one thing I'm very interested to see. And the MMA rules is honestly one of the only reasons why I'm kind of intrigued, because as you said, this probably is going to be like one of the matches I'm least looking forward to. But the MMA makes it a little bit more interesting. But I hope Shayna wins. Let's get Shayna back to where she was in NXT. Let's get Shayna pushing for a title. Let's get Shayna getting a little push, because Ronda can do what Ronda does, and let's get badass Shayna back. So Shayna Baszler with the dub.
Yeah, I'm going to piggyback off of Tino. I think it's Shayna. I think this match is going to surprise some people. Considering that they are friends, and the rumor is Ronda is going back to UFC to fight, I think they are going to – I think they're going to lay in some punches on each other. Probably not maybe to the full force, but they're going to – since they're friends, I think they're going to be like, you know what? Give it to me. It's her last fight, her last match. I think it's going to surprise some people. It might be the worst match on the card, but I don't think it's going to be terrible.
No.
I think since they are friends, they might go out there, and the fact that it's MMA, it's not really a wrestling match. They're not doing no fucking moves. They're actually going to be punching and kicking, probably have gloves on. But Shayna, and I think maybe at the end, they embrace, they hug, Ronda goes on her way, good riddance, and we never see her again.
So Jordan is picking Ronda Rousey. I hope Shayna Baszler beats the brakes off of Ronda Rousey and get her and her dumpster mic skills out of WWE. I can't wait for her to get out. Like, she brought something her first year there. I remember teaming up with Kurt at WrestleMania that we were at. It was good, and then it all went downhill since the heel turn, I think. Like, she just doesn't have it, like, on the mic. Like, if you're a heel, you got to have something on the mic. She don't have it. She teamed up with Shayna Baszler. Even Shayna's not perfect on the microphone either, so that was like a double negative right there. So I really hope that Shayna just gives Ronda everything she has and she beats her. So I'm going Shayna.
I think Ronda is the second worst female wrestler of all time, behind Eva Marie.
You don't like Eva Marie? What?
She's just eye candy.
Bro, Eva Marie the GOAT. What you mean, bro?
Yeah, the GOAT of guys with Jergens, yeah, but not Miss All Red everything. But
all red,
no,
hey, us redheads and gingers got to stay together.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that you are also a proud member of the GWO when I introduced you, and the same with Freddy with the LWO.
Hey, let's go.
Yes.
Let's go.
Well, I got Shayna Baszler winning, and hopefully they do we talked about Great American Bash Show 4 the other day. Do the right thing. I hope they do the right thing, and she be's the one to take the title off of Rhea Ripley.
Yeah. I'm excited too, because they did say a possibility having Raquel and Rhea have a match. But again, I think that would be kind of bad because everybody's kind of having their little meltdown about Trish and Becky right now.
You told me something on Twitter. I'm like, why the fuck we're not having Trish and Becky at SummerSlam?
So
why we're not having Raquel and Rhea at SummerSlam?
But I'm excited to see that match when it does happen, because
2 weeks.
Rhea and Raquel had a great rivalry back in NXT.
Mm-hmm.
So
we're getting Trish and Becky in 2 weeks in Canada.
Maybe you know what? Before we move to the next match, I don't think it was all Ronda's fault. She was that bad. I think WWE missed the boat on putting a mouthpiece with her. She should have been presented like Brock Lesnar. That's kind of how I thought she was going to come in and be presented, as the kick-ass person from UFC, the same way they did Brock. Have somebody be her mouthpiece, kind of like an advocate, talk her up so she didn't have to talk at all. She went out there, she beat bitches up, and she left. But instead, they didn't do that. They actually wanted her to talk, which that was the biggest mistake. She should have been presented the same way they presented Brock Lesnar. The exact same. She should have been the girl version of that.
And well, you know what the prime example of that is that WrestleMania when she came out with The Rock. The Rock talked. All she did was flip.
She didn't talk at all. Yeah, she said nothing.
And that was, we thought it was the best route. Like, I was like Ronda Rousey and WWE. I'm like, hell yeah. I'm like, I was waking people up in my house. I was so excited when that happened, because it was one of those things that, and it just all went downhill.
Yeah. So I'll agree with that, except Jordan. I think the meds were hitting him hard, picking Ronda Rousey over Shayna Baszler.
Oh no.
All right.
Poor mess.
Now we get Gunther versus Drew McIntyre for the Intercontinental Championship.
Well, I will start, and this match is gonna be great. I think this is gonna be a match that I'm just so excited to see how these two are just gonna go at it and they're gonna tear the house down. And this might be a match if you know that. Again, depends where all these matches are placed. I always say because the match card where they place is very important. So depending on where this match is at, I think no matter what, it's going to be really good. But in the end, I still think that the Reign General Gunther is going to take the win. Drew's going to have a good couple moves, maybe even gets like a 2.5 count. But I just don't see. I don't see Gunther losing that title until he passes the Honky Tonk Man and breaks the record.
Yeah, I'm the same. Gunther's gonna win. He's almost breaking Pedro Morales. He's got to break Honky Tonk Man. He's only 45 days away from breaking that record. There's no way you take the belt off him right now. I say if he loses, it's at Survivor Series, but he's not gonna lose now. There's no way. I'll go Gunther all the way.
So Jordan's also going Gunther. I'm as well going Gunther. You know, he's performing at such a high level right now. I don't think there's any possibility that you can take it off of him right now. Even whenever he passes the Honky Tonk Man, I still don't think you take it off of him anytime soon. He's the one that brought the relevancy back to that championship. There's no way you take it off of him. I mean, this is probably going to be one of the best matches of the night, you know, physical wise, with Drew McIntyre. And there's going to be a lot of near falls. I feel like Drew's going to have that almost moment, but at the end, I think the Ring General does it. I think he keeps it, and he ends up breaking the Honky Tonk Man's record.
Yeah, I'm going with Gunther to retain. He will definitely break it. Some people believe he could hold it all the way to WrestleMania, which I don't know if they're going to let him keep it that long, but I will say this. I'm going to repeat, do the right thing. As soon as he loses that title, you put him in the world title picture.
Agree.
Yeah.
All right. Then we got the match that we all just said believe could kick off the show. We get Ricochet versus Logan Paul. Match made in heaven that dates back to the Rumble when they had that fucking crazy moment that I witnessed in person where they ran into each other in the air. And then, of course, what happened at Money in the Bank backstage. This is going to have fireworks flying in Ford Field. This is going to be one of those potential match of the night or show stealers right here.
Can I say before we preview this match, Marcus, you've witnessed some great memories in person, bro. Being at WrestleMania 25, the Royal Rumbles, all these moments that you have, bro.
That's the only Rumble I've ever been to.
Like
this year's.
I mean, hey, you got all these like cool moments, man.
I know, and you could have been at some too. Like y'all, don't
even talk to me about back. That's why, like as the pay-per-views come out, like Survivor Series, I was on that pre-sale. I got both Friday Night SmackDown and saw.
You could have saw Ray. You could have saw. Well, I don't know if you were alive at that time. You could have had. If you were old enough, you could have saw Brett and Owen in a steel cage.
I was not born yet.
Okay. All right, you get a pass for that.
I like the first moment in Chicago. I remember is WrestleMania 22 with Rey Mysterio.
You could have been at John Cena's debut.
I know. Man,
you could have saw Ray win the world title. You could have saw CM Punk. You could have saw CM Punk as an extra gangster for John Cena's entrance.
It makes me so mad. There's so many people that I found out that went to the Money in the Bank where CM Punk ran out of the arena, and I was like, "You guys didn't invite me." I'm like, "I've been watching wrestling since I was 5 years old." I'm like, "You guys all."
I'll say that's like, another one. Yeah.
Yeah,
you could have saw Christian win the world title by disqualification.
Come on, Marcus, what are you doing, man? You're telling me all these moments to make me sad. That, like I said, that's why I got Survivor Series tickets. I ain't missing no more moments from here on out. Let's go.
You could have saw KO at War Games.
Man, I did see that. I was at 2019. That I was there. I was at that one.
Takeover.
I was in 2019. I was there.
There you go.
So but Ricochet and Logan Paul. It's going to be a good match, as you said. It might be it's going to be most likely one of the best matches of the night. I understand a lot of people might not like Ricochet, and a lot of people might not like Logan Paul. But as I say all the time, Logan Paul brings the eyes. The amount of subscribers and the followers that this man has, no matter what, people are tuning in. My little cousin literally watches Logan Paul, and that's the only reason why he'll watch wrestling. It's like if Logan Paul wasn't there, like that's somebody that they get to watch SummerSlam that more than likely wouldn't if he wasn't on the show. And especially it's starting off if it does start it off like Freddy was saying and him getting to his brother's fight, people are going to be tuning into SummerSlam right away. And it's going to be, you know, maybe a lot of people do leave, but maybe this match is so good that they're like, oh, I got to stay and I got to see what happens. And then, you know, we got the bloodline, we got Cody and Brock. And so I'm going to say, and I've been going back and forth with this one, I'm going to say that Logan Paul wins. So I'll say Logan wins.
Yeah, I'm going to piggyback off of you, Logan. I think if the plan is for him to go to his brother's boxing fight, in his gear, he's not going to show up there losing that match. There's no fucking way. He's going to walk out with his brother knowing that he just lost at SummerSlam. Plus, he's lost a lot. He's been good, but he hasn't really won like a legitimate match like that. So I think, and I really think this is going to push for match of the night. I think they're going to surprise. I think these motherfuckers are going to use tables. They're going to be jumping everywhere. It's going to be some shit.
Table spot too.
Yeah, it's going to be some shit. But at the end of the day, I think Ricochet shows out, but you got to have Logan Paul. You got to have him win. At this, you have to have him win. So I'm going to go Logan Paul.
So yeah, I'm also going with Logan Paul. Like you know, y'all been saying like, you know, him showing up at the boxing fight, you know, he ain't gonna show up after a loss, and he's been on this losing streak lately, so he needs a legitimate win to push him as a WWE superstar. He just resigned not long ago, so I don't think that he resigns to keep on losing. You know, as big as this guy's name is, I don't think he's gonna keep losing in the WWE. So I'm going Logan Paul. Jordan is picking Ricochet to win.
Which I'm not even mad at him picking Ricochet. I went back and forth. I was thinking, maybe Ricochet might win. But then when I was like, damn, Logan has lost his last 3 major matches. Roman, Seth, Money in the Bank. There's no way he's going to lose.
Logan Paul hasn't won a match in a year.
Right.
His last win was SummerSlam last year against The Miz. Plus, you know, some of them wrestling marks who says Ricochet deserves better, you know, they're going to be pissed if he loses this match, which unfortunately I am picking Logan Paul to win.
I mean, is he really losing though? He's winning in life.
I mean, hold on. He said deserve better. He could not be on the show at all. He could be stuck in the fucking battle royal.
I mean,
there's a prime match on
Ricochet
the card.
is one of those guys that came up from NXT in like the beginning that really had a hard time, and it kind of seems like he's kind of finally starting to get over. Like they're bringing up when he did the flip in NXT, and now they're kind of bringing Samantha into it, and they're kind of like, you know, he's kind of starting to become a real player, and I'm so happy for him because all these NXT guys that have been rightfully wrong and everything like that, and have had their names changed and everything, and that have like been buried. It's nice to see some of these guys finally be able to be pushed and have a big main event type of match, you know, because I'm sure a lot of people that are watching this match, as I said, are Logan Paul fans, and they're probably going to see Ricochet. They're going to be like, dang, this guy's good. So
again, Logan Paul wins and he flies to his brother's fight. Probably the only guy in the world that could say, I've been to both the big D's in one night, been to Detroit and Dallas in the same night. And, you know, he's going to talk about that on his YouTube channel or his podcast or whatever the fuck. Who gives a shit?
Hey, I mean, good day. I
All right. Triple threat match for the WWE Women's Championship. Asuka versus Charlotte Flair and Bianca Belair.
Okay, I will start this off with as long as Charlotte Flair does not win, I don't care, but I feel like Charlotte Flair might win. So I'm going to take Asuka to win because I feel like Charlotte, like, I don't know. Again, like we've talked about shows like starting off and everything, winners and people not being happy. Charlotte Flair wins, people are not going to be happy, and it's going to ruin the rest of the night. So I want to say Asuka wins. Maybe Bianca re-gets the title. I don't know, but I feel like it would only make sense for Asuka to win. And maybe a little bold prediction in this one. Maybe Io cashes in, and we finally see Io versus Asuka going forward. So that's what I'll go with that.
All right, I have a hot take.
I like.
I'm gonna say Io wins because she's gonna cash in and make it a fatal 4-way when they're all down and out.
Ooh.
There you go.
She's gonna come in and join the match as a 4-way, and probably either pin Charlotte or Bianca to win the belt. So I don't think anybody's gonna win. She's gonna cash in. I think she's gonna join the match at the end when they're all messed up. Whoever's in the ring, she's gonna do her little moonsault. Whoever's in that middle of the ring is gonna get pinned, and she's gonna win. So that's my prediction is Io wins in a fatal 4-way. It ends up being.
So I'm gonna go with Asuka to win, and Io is gonna cash in, I believe, at the end. I believe she's gonna sustain maybe some sort of like work injury, and Io is gonna take some sort, or maybe we even see Bailey, maybe come in. I'm not sure if she's still dealing with some sort of injury lately, but if she is, maybe she's better and she comes back and she takes her out, and then Io capitalizes off of that or whatever. Jordan's picking Asuka as well. He didn't give me a cash in, or not, so I guess he ain't picking one. But I think Io cashes in though.
Could Bailey steal the briefcase and cash in for herself? Does it work that way?
I don't think you
I
can
don't
do
think
that.
I mean, is there rules to that? Is there a name on that contract?
If you sign the contract, you own ownership of it. I'm sure she already signed it, just didn't cash in yet. But I've never seen that happen in a storyline where someone stole it and cashed in on their own.
That would be crazy, especially the tension that Io. Like, I don't know. I was just throwing it out there. That's something I was just thinking about as Dylan was talking. I'm like, maybe
unless she forged the signature or some shit. But
I mean, hey.
Okay, so here's what I think here. If Charlotte would win, Io's cashing in. If Asuka retains, Io's cashing in. If Bianca wins, she could cash in, or Bianca could just walk out on her own as champion. But either way, I do see a new champion being crowned. And
I say the 4-way because we've only seen one person actually cash in and join a match, which was Seth at WrestleMania with Brock and Roman. So it would be kind of cool for her to be like, you know what, fuck this. I'm just gonna, everybody's down and out. I'm just gonna come into the ring and join and pin somebody at this point.
I mean, it would make it like they're like in its own type of way, like the biggest cash in, because it's like, well, Seth did triple threat, but Io did Fatal 4, and yes, it was at WrestleMania, but you could, like we said, SummerSlam's like the WrestleMania,
right?
So,
well, I think we're gonna have a new WWE Women's Champion. All right, moving on. So
let's go.
Oh wait, I didn't even tell you. Bianca Belair wins.
He said, I didn't even tell you. Bianca wins.
I almost went on without saying my pick. All right. Hopefully this is the last fucking time, but we get Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar.
Hey. Only thing I will say about this match is I'm kind of sad there's no stipulation. I feel like if it's the third match,
I was hoping like a last man standing or something.
I heard there was a rumor. I don't know if y'all saw that there was a stipulation that was going to be added, and they canceled it today. It was supposed to be one. They stopped it. Yeah,
I didn't see that today. I saw something like it doesn't make sense. It's like if it's the last match of a rivalry, it should have some type of a stipulation. And it's just like, I don't know. And it's just one of those things, like that's the one thing like why like Shane and Ronda kind of like intrigues me a little bit, because like the stipulation, and this is the match where it's like, if it's just a regular singles match, what are they going to do that they haven't already done? That's why like I threw it out there. I've been watching the old Great American Bashes and SummerSlams and everything like that. Like, what about like a Texas Bull Rope match? I know that they wouldn't do anything like crazy like that, but just throwing like different types of match types just to make this match like, because again, people love stipulations, and so that's the only thing I will say. But again, no matter what happens, and I don't know if you guys all have not yet, but you guys all need to go watch that documentary for Cody Rhodes.
I cried
really like a baby. Yeah. So Cody's gonna win. He's gonna defeat Brock Lesnar. He's gonna finish off the Beast, and he's gonna finish him off. And what if at the end? What if the lights go out? And what if we see Bray Wyatt return with Uncle Howdy? And people forget that Cody Rhodes was the mentor of Husky Harris all the way back when NXT was a game show. So what if they do all that and Cody defeated Brock the Beast? Now he's got to deal with the mental and Bray Wyatt. So maybe, but I think either way, Cody's going to win this match. I just wish there was a stipulation.
Yeah, so, I think Cody wins. He's got to win the third match. He's not losing. And as Tino said, I think the lights go off. You hear the whole world in his hands. I don't know if we get Bray. I don't like the Uncle Howdy character at all. I think it's so fucking retarded. But I think we get that song, but I don't think they interact. But I think we do get something. That's if Bray Wyatt is coming back. He hasn't been drafted nowhere. That's it. Or maybe if he doesn't show up, I don't know what they do with Cody going forward. I don't know if they turn Drew Hill. Drew Heel. I don't know if Randy Orton, he's not cleared. He can't come back. I honestly don't know what they do with him on Raw. If it's not a Bray Wyatt feud, I don't know what they do. I really don't know where he goes.
Yeah. I mean,
Well, my pick is Cody. Yeah.
So Jordan's going with Cody Rhodes. I'm also going with Cody. I know it's the rubber match. I think Cody was the one to get the upper hand on him. And yeah, I've been seeing the rumors of Bray Wyatt's, but there's also the matches they've been kind of rumored that he could come back. And I think I'm zeroing in on Cody. I would love to see a Bray Wyatt Cody Rhodes feud going forward. Just hope that Bray has worked out whatever issue he's working out to come back and actually stay with the company, because he just came back and then he leaves and now he's been gone and not even been mentioned. So I'm hoping that if he comes back, he stays and we get a really good feud with Cody Rhodes. So I'm all for it. I hope it happens, but either way, I think Cody is the winner.
Yeah, it's obvious that Cody Rhodes is going to win, and maybe he'll finish this so-called fucking story. But
he said this so-called Marcus, I love you, bro.
I love you too, Tino. But I tell you what, I don't know if people are going to love this. You want to talk about just announcing shit? They just announced, even since they're going to be in the Motor City, I don't know if I want to call him a WWE Hall of Famer.
Oh, is it Kid Rock?
Kid Rock's is performing at SummerSlam.
Why? Oh, I'm going to have to mute the TV. And,
I love Kid Rock.
So does that mean we get the Undertaker coming out on his little motorcycle? I'm assuming.
Imagine, troll, maybe. Just please don't bring the girl that he was making out with last year. We don't need to see any of that.
Yeah, I don't want to see that fucking shit.
That was not a good sight to see last.
Oh, I know Tino brought up Grayson Waller earlier. Do we think that segment with The Rock is legit? Do we think that something's gonna happen like that?
I don't know. Maybe that would be crazy. I feel like that's the type of moment that they need to have, because you would get everybody's adrenaline up, everybody be going crazy, and that could be something to get everybody through the rest of the show. Especially because there's going to be a few matches that maybe don't last as long as we do, and they always have the match where it's kind of like a bathroom break. So yeah.
You know how crazy it would be is he comes back for Grayson, but not to confront Roman.
That would be crazy. That would be so great. That would be. He did just say something about Ava too. So he's been talking. Maybe hey, you never know. But I always say it, and Dylan I never try to get my hopes up for anything because I don't like to be let down. Like John Cena returning at Money in the Bank, nobody had any idea, nobody knew. And when I heard his music, I'm like, is that 2K? I'm like, did I leave my 2K on? And I looked up and John Cena was, I'm like, so that's why.
Considering the actor strike now, he ain't got shit to do.
I know. I got all my reality shows to watch. I'm like, well, if that's all I got, and that's, but hey, I'm all ready for John Cena and The Rock. What if they have John Cena and The Rock interact before they see Roman and The Rock? Be so funny.
All right, moving on. Next up, we get another rematch. We get Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor for the World Heavyweight Championship.
So this one, I think this match is going to be great. This rivalry, I've really enjoyed. I think Finn Balor is finally getting over where he finally feels like an actual competitor, and he's not just like coming out, and he feels like the NXT Finn again. And I really enjoyed it and everything like that. And I said it on my show earlier today. I think what might happen, just to throw it out there, I always say, just say it, because you never know. At least if it happens, you have it on video. We're always recording, all of us. So what if Finn Balor wins? What if Damian Priest, and what if he comes out, he's sitting there, he's like teasing it or whatever, and Dominic hits him in the where we don't like to be hit at. Rhea does the riptide, and then Damian cashes in. We see Seth has been talking about a few injuries that he's had. Maybe he takes a little time off, maybe until Survivor Series. Maybe we see Finn and Damian go at it, and then we just go from there. But I just think it would be very interesting to see, especially Finn winning the title at SummerSlam, where he won the first ever Universal title and everything like that. But that was just something I was thinking about. But I feel like more reality would probably be Seth Rollins winning, and then maybe having, I don't know what's going on with Judgment Day. But I just want to throw that out there because I'd be very interested to see what happens. And I think I think those two could have a good rivalry. So, but I'll say my final answer, Seth Rollins wins.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Finn. I think Finn's gonna win. I think with the help of Priest is gonna act like he's gonna cash in. Finn takes advantage. You build that storyline, and I think you build it week after week. That Priest is waiting for Finn to lose, so you can cash in on the person that wins it, and he gets to the point where Finn is not losing, and he just ends up cashing in on Finn at that point. But I think at this point, the writing's on the wall. Seth already said he's hurt. He kind of gave the "I'm leaving" answer without saying "I'm leaving." But Finn is definitely gonna win. This is Judgment Day is gonna have 3 belts in that case. Finn's gonna walk out of there the new champ for sure.
So Jordan's going with Seth Rollins. I'm going with Finn Balor. And I think if Judgment Day was to turn on Finn Balor, I don't think they lose. If they lose another. I think they gain someone in the process. And there's been that talk of JD McDonough coming into the Judgment Day. And if you're gonna turn on Finn, I think you bring in, I wouldn't say a new leader. I think maybe Damian would become the leader, or if they're gonna make JD the leader, then go ahead and do it. But I think if you're gonna turn on Finn, you got to bring in somebody else to take his spot. And same thing they did with Edge when they kicked him out, is they brought Finn in. So if you're gonna kick someone out, you got to bring a replacement. So Finn Balor wins. I'm not so certain on the cash in just yet. I think you build towards it, and that's a way to bring in JD McDonough to the Judgment Day. So my final one is Finn Balor wins the title.
You're the tiebreaker. Who you got, Marcus?
I love it, but it's gonna eventually have to come to an end soon. I don't know if it's true that he's injured right now, but I feel like he's gonna get his redemption after 7 years. Finn Balor wins the title. Did you see Seth's shoes? It said 7-year bitch on the heels.
Oh, he's definitely coming out.
Great.
He's definitely coming dressed as the Joker. You saw those colors. He's
Yes.
coming out dressed like the Joker. He's gonna do it. He's finally gonna do it.
Oh, you already know. Yep. And then there'll be an action figure in like a year.
He's finally gonna do it.
Gotta love it.
Yeah, but is it going to be Joaquin Phoenix's Joker like he did for the WrestleMania trailer, or is he going to do like a Heath Ledger or Jack Nicholson Joker or Cesar Romero or Mark Hamill?
I think maybe he might just do his own version. He might do Seth's version.
Just don't do Jared. Just don't do fucking Jared Leto's version. I would love to see his own version. Just have Becky come out with him as a little Harley Quinn on the side, then she can go in the locker room if that's the case. But now, yeah, Damian, I don't know. I mean, I could see him cashing in on Seth just to take it for himself, and then he goes on his own and leaves the Judgment Day, and you bring in JD. I would love to see him cash in on Finn if he wins, but then that would kind of be fucking sad for Finn, and then here come the lunatic pissed off people like Finn deserves better.
You can't make anybody happy. Somebody's always got. Everybody's complaining about something, you know. Like right now, it's LA Night. Everybody's complaining about LA Night. Nobody's ever happy. It's just like that's what I've just done. I'm like, you just, you know.
I laugh at the people that think he's so annoying. I'm like, you're fucking annoying.
I could just see you doing that to somebody.
You do realize that LA Knight is so big that now you can put his shirt on your avatar on Snapchat.
What?
Yeah,
they just
that.
WWE just dropped. I got mine on. Yeah,
Top it. I'm done. That's so funny.
I had the Roman Reigns shirt on him, the white one, because WWE. You can put WWE shirts on your avatar now, and they just added more shirts.
Of course,
they got the Uso shirt on there too.
Oh,
where the fuck you at?
I haven't been on my emoji. I think mine's still wearing a White Sox hat from when I first made it. I don't think I've ever changed it.
I was gonna show Dylan, but Dylan's hadn't changed his, and I don't know how long. So I figured he didn't care.
Yeah, it's been a while.
He said it's been a while.
God, I'm trying to find it, but they just added more. Okay, so they got LA Knight, they got the Usos real one. They got the SummerSlam logo T-shirt, this year's logo. That's the new ones. All the other ones are the same. You got the Brock Lesnar Feed the Beast, the white head of the table shirt that mine had on for a while, the I'm Your Mommy shirt, and Edge's red shirt with that fucking demon or whatever on it, and then the Man of the Masses shirt. Man of the Masses. What the fuck is that?
He said, "Who the hell is that?"
Man of the Masses. I don't know, but he got the Yes shirt on now.
Yeah,
He'll be wearing that for a while.
I love it.
All right.
Well, main
One
event time.
One more main event time indeed.
Sure.
This just like I feel like they are trying so hard to compare this to like the freaking mega powers imploding, Team Hogan or Team Savage or the Ultimate Challenge or Rocket Stone Cold. They're Roman and Jay, like the Tribal Chief versus main event Jay. Like the lines are fucking drawn basically.
Oh, sure.
But for the third time, but for the first time in front of a live crowd, we got Roman Reigns and JeyUso for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship and for the title or whatever Tribal Chief. So the winner gets that belt and gets that lanyard to put around your neck. Did I say lanyard?
You did.
I'll say something else. Fuck. The flowers. The little
flowers. Oh, I forget what they call it.
It's a Hawaiian thing. I forgot.
So I have to be like Logan Paul because I got to go and do the last show on my channel. I got to do the retro. So I'm gonna give my prediction and then I gotta go. I gotta get ready for SummerSlam that I'm doing. But I'm gonna say that Roman Reigns is gonna win. I think that this is gonna be a great match. I think we see Jimmy get involved. We see Solo get involved. Hypothetically, big prediction, bold prediction. Maybe we see Rikishi come out. That would be kind of a cool moment. See Dad come out. Maybe with Jimmy. Maybe Jimmy and Rikishi come out together. That'd be kind of cool. I'm sure we're going to see Heyman get involved somehow. I think it's going to be absolute chaos. We still really don't know what a tribal combat match really means either. So
no holds barred or something.
Probably maybe some weapons. Maybe they got like some of like the tribal weapons. Maybe they got like
some Samoan drums.
Yeah, Samoan drums. They got some Samoan like kendo sticks, some like tables made out of whatever. So I think it's gonna be absolute chaos, and this match is gonna be absolute great. But in the end, I don't know if JeyUso is gonna be able to do it unless maybe Solo turns on Roman and he joins his brothers and his dad. And maybe we see Solo, the Usos, and the dad, Rikishi, end in SummerSlam. Now, that would be crazy, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think Roman Reigns is winning and still being your Universal WWE World Heavyweight Champion or whatever we want to call this championship. So that's what I got for that.
I'm going to go JeyUso winning. I was just thinking back to when Luger beat Hogan for the belt 2 weeks out from Starrcade before Sting. And I think you can take the belt off Roman. He can get it back, obviously. And then maybe Cody win it. Because I think people are forgetting that the Cody story is not beating Roman, is winning the belt. So I think you can take the belt off Roman. I don't think he needs to hold it all the way to WrestleMania. He can win it back at Survivor Series, whatever you're going to do, Royal Rumble. I know it's crazy, but I think I'm going to go JeyUso winning. Fuck it.
I wouldn't hate it.
So, yeah, I'm actually going to double down on what Freddie said. I'm going main event Jay to win. I think
by a DQ?
No,
he's
by
going to win
pinfall. He's going to win.
There is no DQ.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Where's Freddie?
Uh-oh.
1, 2,
Oh, there it
Freddie's
is.
coming for you.
3, 4.
Somebody tried calling me. My bad.
Leave him alone. He's
Yeah.
on my show.
He said, "Leave him alone." I love it.
All right, continue on. I'm sorry.
It just makes sense, He's the first one to pin Roman in over 3 years, So I think he has that upper hand on Roman. So I think this match is going to be absolute chaos. It's going to be just great in general, and it just makes sense for Jay to win. So that's why I think Jay's going to pull off that ultimate upset. Everyone thinks the upset happened at Money in the Bank. No, this is the bigger upset where he actually takes the championship from him. So I'm going with JeyUso. Jordan's going with Roman, but I just think it just makes sense to put it on Jay. But I wouldn't be surprised if Roman retains, though.
Okay, so no disrespect, but there's no way in hell it's going to be JeyUso. It would be crazy. Plus, this is just in my perspective. if they put all this shine on JeyUso, it would not be fair for Jimmy. They would be like fucking Matt Hardy behind Jeff Hardy in the rearview mirror when you break up a tag team, especially a tag team of twin brothers, and you outshine one over the other. I just think it wouldn't be fair for Jimmy. I wish they would let Jimmy have a chance to challenge for Roman, even though he would lose too. Just he's the one that started the crack of this bloodline coming to an end, and Jey finished it. But I just can't see Jey being that guy to dethrone Roman. Not to mention the WWE is doing everything in their power to have Hogan's record broken because of his everyone fucking hates Hogan.
They're trying.
They are they want to at least have him pass Hogan's record. And then they're like, well, fuck him. We don't want him breaking Bruno's record. Let him just break Hogan's and then we can take it off of him. I think that's all that matters. He's still got a few more months to go to pass Hogan. So Rome, I think it'll be a lot of near falls like WrestleMania. You know, there's going to be some interference with Solo, Paul Heyman, possibly, maybe Jimmy Uso gets involved. But it's going to be one of those matches that's going to have you at the edge of your seat, have you out of breath, damn near heart attacks. But Roman retains the title, and people are going to get pissed about it. But people are pissed about everything these days.
Everything. Have you guys noticed that they've been trying to have every championship have a record broken? What if LA Knight's the one to break the record for the US? I don't know what that is, but what if LA Knight is the one to beat Theory? And because they're doing it with Gunther, they're doing it with Roman, trying to have Charlotte break record.
I only have one thing to say about that. Yeah.
He's like, yeah.
Let him be it. Let him do it.
I'm just saying. I mean, it just seems like they're trying to have new records. They always say records are meant to be broken, but why we all got to break all the records in like span of 5 years?
Because they like to piss people off in the marks.
I mean, that's why I always say they don't listen to us. They don't care what we have to say. They don't let's be real here. Like maybe somebody pops in, but they don't really care. They don't listen to any of us.
Well,
Vince will do whatever he wants, and we'll just have to live with it.
Well, that'll do it with the picks. But before I ask you guys any last thoughts or anything else y'all want to add, I have an announcement I need to make. It's one that eventually was going to come. I think people are going to be excited about it. So you've known the last couple years I've been doing nostalgic episodes that I've even did a couple of mini shows. I've done a mini show for the Royal Rumble, did Ready to Rumble. Yeah, Tino's been on it. I think Freddy, I don't think Freddy's been on it yet. Freddy hadn't did a Rumble yet, but he will next season. I've done a mini show for WrestleMania for 3. Well, season 3 did get shut down for a bit, but we're going to relaunch that rocket when 2024 comes. Whatever I didn't do this year, I'm going to do next year. And I have a show called Back to the Mania. And this year I did my second show for SummerSlam. I did the Boys of SummerSlam, which there's one episode to go. Dylan's going to fill in for Jordan. It was his episode, but we're going to do that one sometime this month. Well, now the circle has been filled. I'm now announcing a mini show for Survivor Series.
Nice.
Series Survivors. Don't laugh at the fucking name. It was hard to come up with one.
Series Survivors.
This is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to start it in the fall, but I'm going to do it a little different since in order to have a Survivor Series team, you need either 4 or 5 guys. So I'm going to do each season will either be 4 episodes or 5. Season 1, I'm doing 4 episodes. Nick, if it's successful, which it will be next year, I will do 5 episodes. As of now, I'm going by a decade. I'm going to pick a Survivor Series from the 80s. I haven't picked yet. I'm going to pick one from the 90s. I haven't picked yet. But as of now, I got Survivor Series 2003 and 2011 on the list.
Nice.
There you go.
And we've only did one Survivor Series before. Me and Dylan had to do Survivor Series 2002 last year on its 20-year anniversary, and we dropped it, and it was awesome. And that kind of gave me the idea, I would like to do my own mini show for Survivor Series, but it was hard to come up with a name. And then I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Series Survivors. There you go.
There you go. It's that simple.
Just take one of the S's out and swap the words backwards. So yeah, Series Survivors. I'm gonna probably start at the end of October, early November, but 4 episodes for season 1 dropping this fall. So if you guys are interested in joining one of those 4, I haven't announced the first 2 episodes yet. I haven't decided yet, but once I drop the 4 episodes down, if y'all want to come on, you know where to find me. Give me a holler. So, that's it.
Know where to find you.
Series Survivors dropping in the fall of 2023. All right.
Fall already. Where did summer go?
You asked if we could do Survivor Series 2019, and I'm like, well, not till 2024. It's got to reach its 5-year probation.
I just said that because that was the one I went to. So I was gonna be like, I went to that. I remember that War Games. That's all I got.
Yeah. Well, Dylan, do you have anything you want to add before we close out?
I got nothing. Freddie, Tino, thank y'all for joining.
Hey,
Thank you for having me on. Thank you for having us on.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Always fun to talk some wrestling and
Well, real quick, Tino, Freddy, where can we find you guys on social media and your podcast shows or YouTube shows?
Well, you can find me at Tino's Time 1996. Find me on if you ever want to know where I'm at, and I always just tell people, go on YouTube. I'm usually live. I'm live every day. Like today, this is gonna be my 3rd out of 4 show. I gotta go live literally as I get off here to go watch SummerSlam 2002, reliving one of the greatest SummerSlams ever. Triple H.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So if anybody's still up, late night wrestling, come and hang out. But we'll be live here all week for SummerSlam. Appreciate Dylan, Marcus, Freddie. Thanks for having me on, guys. I appreciate it. Always pleasure to do a collab with everybody. And finally, happy we've been able to get on a show together. We've been trying to do this for a little bit. So thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter, the real Freddy85. I am officially a free agent. TBA is no more. Unfortunately, some people had other.
How do I sign you?
Some people had other stuff they had to do in life, so that podcast had to come to an end. But I am officially a free agent, so I'm a hitman for hire. So if anybody needs me to jump on anywhere, bro, hit me up through Twitter, whatever.
Slide into the DMs.
Slide into the DM, man. I'm a free agent. Slide in.
What's your going rate so far? What's the prices?
Bro, my going rate is I just want to be on to speak.
Everyone's got a price for that.
Unless you're $1 million man.
Yeah, and his son's probably going to prison for 45 years.
Oh my God.
Future Dark Side of the Ring episode there. Future episode of Dark Side of the Ring.
I was gonna say that's like a future episode and a podcast, and that's a whole nother series. Oh God. Oh yeah.
Well,
SummerSlam's gonna be a good show.
You can find me on, I guess we could call it Twitter X for the moment. You can find me there, Marcus Elite 337. Dylan, where can we find you?
You can find me on the X at Dylan Aber _.
The X. It's all about the X, guys.
It's no longer. It's now repost instead of retweet.
Oh my God! I saw that. I'm like, really? I'm like, this is like, come on now. Like,
I'm shocked it's not called I sent an X or I re-X'd.
I just
re-X'd it.
We need to change all the group names to, instead of a retweet group, a repost group.
We'll pick a letter from the alphabet and we'll go from there. X is taken. We could be like letter P or something. It's on P.
The letter of the day is P.
Well, you can find that podcast at World Elite Pod. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook. Our live streams, powered by StreamYard. You can watch anytime on demand on our YouTube channel or Facebook page. Again, on all audio platforms, we're everywhere. Spotify, Google Pod, Spreaker, Apple Pod, iHeartRadio. Give us a 5-star rating and review. Big thank you to our proud sponsor, 80s Tees. Go to 80stees.com and use our promo code World Elite. Just follow us on X. I see you down on the banner.
Follow us on the X.
It should say the X. Follow us on the X, baby. X marks the spot.
I'm gonna have
where
to
you'll find the World
Elite
Elite
now.
podcast.
The X.
Yeah.
That's
surprise. Well, yeah. Use our promo code World Elite to get 30% off your order. Shout out to our best friends up in the Northeast, 80s Tees and 80stees.com. So, last call. Any last words before we go?
I got nothing.
Nope.
Just hopefully it's a good show.
Hopefully it's a good show. Yeah, I just want a good show.
Hopefully
I think-
nobody's rioting at the end of SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Hashtag SummerSlam. No, thank you.
Oh, well, wait. Do you have an update on Jordan? Is he still
An update.
on
Like,
his meds?
yeah, he's probably sleeping. I haven't heard from him in a little while, so the man's probably knocked his ass out.
We put him to sleep. Damn.
Yeah, he texted me during it. He said, I don't know if I'll be able to stay for the whole show. I'm like, it's okay.
I mean,
It's
we got
fine.
him for the picks though. That's all that matters. Jordan, give
Yeah,
back.
yeah, he sent it to me a little while ago.
Well, that will do it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for joining. Hope you guys enjoy SummerSlam or enjoying the Jake Paul Nate Diaz fight this Saturday. I doubt I'm gonna watch it. I don't feel like spending $100 on that while I'm spending 60 on SummerSlam. So actually, no, that's if I watch it on my dad's. I think I'm watching it here for free on Peacock. So thank you guys for tuning in. Y'all have a good one. Stay hydrated because it's fucking hot as shit.
Yes,
All right, y'all. Have a good night.
Goodbye and good night. Bang.
Peace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.